welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about why I chose to sell everything and just start from scratch. So um, I just recently, like 2 weeks ago, I recently kind of, the universe, God, spirit opened up the doors, a chain that I had on this lease, ridiculous rental lease for $3,300 a month. And basically they released me from the lease and they paid me to move. And but basically the only repercussions that I have is that I cannot rent from them again. That's fine. And just a couple of weeks before that, I had mentioned the kids to, why don't you guys go to school online and let's just live in an RV and just travel. And they were okay with it, but then when this came up, I was like, hey guys, it's not in the summer, it's now. Like, let's do it now. But Daniela wants to stay in school. She's one of my twins. So, and Annabella kind of do too. So we'll probably do it. We're going to do it anyway, but not, we will have to be stationary because of school, and that's okay. I'm not going to take that away from them. But I did still sell everything and, decided to basically rented a small apartment. We're actually in the courtyard of our apartment, and I rented it for my 18-year-old because obviously she will need to work and do whatever she needs to do, and she didn't want to do the RV lifestyle. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I got this small apartment, and right now it's actually home base until I get the RV, and we should be in the next few months. But right now we're adjusting, we're learning to put things away, clean things right away. We're no longer hiding in bedrooms. Um, our messes, everything that we have is intentional and either brings us joy, absolute joy, or it's something we need to have, or there's no more holding to, oh yeah, one day I'm gonna need this. No, I mean, obviously we're in Florida, so the winter things that we have, they are in storage, and there's certain things that we had to keep. So I do have a storage unit, and I have it organized like a closet, most of it. So we'll be doing a tour of that in a few days, and I can tell you how happy I am. I mean, I got rid of some stuff, like there was this beautiful lamp, crystal kind of lamp that I got rid of. I got rid of so many things that brought me joy, but I still had to get rid of, because I'm not, if I'm gonna live in an RV, I don't know how long it's gonna be. Maybe it's just a year, maybe it's just 3 months, maybe it's just 6 months, whatever. I should refuse to hold on to anything just in case. Like that word, how many things do we keep in storage rooms, and we keep in closets, and we keep just in case I need it? The only thing that I'm keeping just in case, are kind of things for, Burning Man and Burning Man type of events, festivals and things like that. Because those things, I mean, there is just in case. I mean, but almost everything I have, even in the bin for, I call it my fun bin. Even that bin still has, every single thing in there has a lot of meaning. And the funny thing is, as I go back in the storage room almost every day, I still find something that I can let go. So little by little, I've been letting go a lot of stuff. I mean, and I have to tell you, it feels so freaking freeing. It feels so freeing to be lightweight. Right now I'm sitting on my sticky mat, my yoga mat, for the first time in a while, actually having time to just relax, because I no longer have this huge bill. And usually I would have been, today is January 2nd, it's Monday, most of the world is not working today. I would have been driving Uber or something, because I had to make this huge bill, and now our rent is only $900. Make that with a few divorce clients. Like, it's just completely different lifestyle. And the thing is that I am kind of backtracking and saying, okay, here's the thing. I manifested all the furniture pieces, all the things that I had in my past life. I manifested everything. I manifested where we lived, the house, the layout, everything I manifested. I had pictures. I had from a notebook notes. Like everything I have manifested everything, and I got bored too. With the pressure was one thing of having this huge rent for something that was not building my wealth, building our family wealth, setting us up, and I just decided, I am going to start from scratch. I'm going to disconstruct everything and start over. I want to do it in a very solid foundation. Everything I purchase going forward is going to be cash. And so I said, okay, what is the most affordable way of living? Would be in an RV. I can get a brand new RV for $15,000. Brand new, okay? Yes, a small one, but it would have bunk beds and a bed, separately, and it will have a kitchen, it will have a bathroom and a sitting area. Boom, what else do I need? And when and it's all built-in furniture, so I don't even need to bring furniture. I just bring my pillow and my blanket and some pots and pans and dishes. That's it, really. Towel, and soap. So it's just freeing, not have to worry about all the different things that you have to worry about when you have a huge house. So in where I'm going with this is that I am going to now rebuild everything in a completely different way. So I am going to get an RV, and we're gonna live in it. And actually, there's an RV park right next door. So I can stay. Dania wanted me to stay close to her. That's my 18-year-old. So I'm basically a walking distance, like legit. If I go up a little bit, I can see the RV park. So hopefully we can get placing there. It is the winter in Tampa, so chances are, I don't know that there's going to be space. I did see a couple of empty spaces, but I don't know if it's somebody long-term that just took their trailer somewhere. So I got to go in there and find out. I have great feeling about this. I really feel that we'll be able to find a place there. And if not, we'll look for somewhere else. The girls' school is about 25 minutes away, so that's kind of I kind of wanted to stay up there where they are. They go to school in Wesley Chapel, but most of the RV parks there, 55 and over. I'm only 50. So, and I wouldn't want the girls to live in a place that, be stationary, like a home base. We don't want to be in a place that obviously they're not welcome, or even though they're not rambunctious and all that, they're not going to be out there getting in trouble. But 55 and over place wouldn't be a place for them. So it would need to be, even if I was 55. So I need to find, if I could find one closer to them, to the school, then, obviously we're still driving distance to Dania, and, still be with her and helping her go into adulthood. And so different how kids now do adulthood versus how I did it, right? I was 17 when I first lived by myself. But, she kind of freaked out when she realized, holy shit, now I have rent. Yeah, now you have rent. But I will be helping her, of course, with it as long as I can, and minimum 3 months, and then after that, hopefully she got her bearings together and figured out being an adult. But yeah, I'm kind of pushing my kid off the nest. I did it before with mixed reviews, but I don't believe in cuddling children too much. I love people that do it. I think it's an amazing skill. It's just not my skill. It really isn't. I like my kids to be independent, and I was raised to be that way. So it's kind of hard. Sorry, I'm looking for my coffee. Hard. I don't have no more coffee. So it's kind of one of those things that you just kind of I realized something. I asked a friend of mine last night. We had dinner, and I'm like, hey, what's my phone number? And he's like, I don't know it. I'm like, exactly. If I get in trouble, if I lose my number, if I lose my phone, I don't even know none of the kids' phone numbers. None of them. Okay? If something happens to me and I lose my phone, it gets stolen or whatever, I'm shit out of luck. I cannot call an Uber because everything's on the phone. I don't have a phone number from nobody, so I will have to figure out how the hell to get somewhere. And we are so dependent, and I think that's what's happening with society and our children. We become, as parents, we cuddle them so much because we don't want them to go through what we went through and everything, but then we're moving away from them the coping skills that we learned because we had to cope. We had to do things. We had to figure shit out. And and he was like thinking about it, and then he's like, I think you're right. I mean, I didn't have to worry about anything. But I did have to worry about money. Like I did, if I wanted shoes, if I wanted clothing, I had to work for it as a teenager. Like exactly, you know. And I see so many of my peers, and in the world, that we just give and give and give and buy and buy and buy to our kids, and then in the end, they don't learn the coping skills. They don't understand the value. Which is one of those things that it's kind of like, what do, damn if you do, damn if you don't, but I'm just evolving as a parent every day, and evolving as a human, and evolving as a business owner. Like, there's certain things as a business owner that I have come to conclusions to, that I'll make another video about this, but how I pick where my energy goes is extremely different than a few years ago. I used to be so overwhelmed with my main business, so overwhelmed. I mean, I couldn't sleep. I would work hours and hours and hours, and finally, and I remember I have a lot of journals. So I had a journal that I wrote, and I asked God, show me how to do this business, because I know, God, this is a business, and I'll make another video about this, how I came upon this business that I have. It was God, it was divinely intervention. But how did that happen? I needed to understand a lot of things about myself, and also use the skills that I have in order to get better results without working so hard. And that's where I am now. Like, I can work from anywhere in the world. This was before COVID. I had transitioned online, and now it's like people call me and hey, where's your office? I'd like to make an appointment. I'm like, my office is virtual. Make an appointment with me. We can video chat, but you're not gonna see me in person. And I let them know that's my lifestyle. So people, well, kind of wanted to, a lot of Hispanic people like to be the, they want to touch you, kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not for you. Maybe you want to call somebody else. Eventually they come back and they realize, that I am the best at what I do. And then when they ask them, oh, can we do it this way, that way? And they're like, no, you cannot do it that way. Then they call me back and say, hey, can you still help me? I'm like, yeah, of course. We can do video chat if it makes me more comfortable, but it's just not going to be in person. I don't want to, even if I could, because I could, I don't want to. That's just not the lifestyle I want to do now. I did that already. Punch that ticket. I'm done with it. I want to be free. I want to be, I want the setup that I have now is an amazing setup. I don't want to go back to having an office and a physical office. There's no need for that nowadays. There's totally no need. And, our community, the Hispanic community, has to get used to it. I'm sorry, the world is changing with or without you, baby. So it's, and I love my, my community, but we're a little bit sometimes outdated, especially the older people, which I understand, but, it takes time to adjust, but guess what time is now? So that's why I sold everything. I just wanted to start over, because I can manifest it. Whatever I want, I can manifest. I realize that now. I understand my power more than ever, and it's the same power that you all have, and it's the same power the world has. Everybody that has a brain can manifest things, can, if you choose a certain thing, everything, almost everything is within your reach. I mean, yes, maybe you cannot be a basketball player because you're 5'2". Got it. Then pick something that you will feel confident achieving. And it starts with little things. I didn't start with this huge house and whatever. I started, in my job, I couldn't pay the rent. That's not even the point. It's not even really the point of not paying the, you talk a big game about business ownership and all that. You couldn't afford $3,300. That's not even it. It's the fact that I was putting that into someone else's pocket versus investing that. By just saving that money, okay, I am going to position my family in a better future. And that's the whole thing. All these people, and I was one of those, renting these houses for $3,000, $5,000, all that money. Yes, scale down. Just scale down for even a year. Scale down. I've known people do this. That just scale down, save that money, and then invest it on something for the future. That's all I'm saying. And then after that, it becomes a game. You do it over and over again. You just take, you just keep investing and investing and investing. And I'm also like, when people talk about leaving the matrix, now I understand what that means. Like, yeah, of course, we still have electricity and water and all that. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna be one of those, I'm not gonna be an Amish person. Love Amish people, but just not gonna be. But the 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 structure of not depending on on having to work this hard to pay someone else's asset. Okay, so that's where I am now. I don't want to keep putting all this money in building someone else's portfolio and someone else's asset. I want to build that asset, and I'm going to do it cash. I'm not going to get I'm not going to get a mortgage loan. I'm not going to do any of those things. I'm going to little by little build my portfolio very humbly. Not talking about, buying a huge $300,000 cash. No, we're going to start with a $5,000 to $10,000 investment, and little by little by little by little, we're going to build it that way. That's what we're going to do. And then after that, then once we have a portfolio of these humble assets that will provide housing for people, then we're going to move into bigger things. But for now, I am going to stick to, number one, helping people, keeping things affordable for people, because it's ridiculous the rents out there. And that's going to be another video because it's getting long already. But this is what, my whole goal is to move into a more cash kind of economy for our family and hopefully others. So anyway, that's it. I'm not selling anything. No MLM here. Anyway, thank you so much. I love you, and I hope you subscribe. See what I'm doing, because I'm gonna post the good, the ugly, and the pretty too. All right. Bye.